Hello and welcome back. We are now doing a full submersion or whatever we call it. Now I'm in this video today. I have got 3 hanks, I think, of the 50/50 and 3 hanks of the 100% cotton, but these are little mini hanks. Okay, so I will be adding them to my little mini stash. It is just my way of trying to use up what is left of the dye at the end of my dyeing session. Okay, so here is the first hank. This one here is a 50/50. Now I'm going to lay this one in a bit like an ice cream. Now I don't actually know how much dye I've got left in here, but this is the bottle of pink. I'm going to just dump it and see how far it will travel up or down, depending on which way we go. Right, so that is all of it. Tiny bit there on the side, it doesn't want to come in. Okay, so there is the pink in. Do we blend that with another colour? We've got some red. No, I've got a lot of red. Okay, we've got some blue. So let's put blue in at the other end. Now this starts off looking purple for me. Looks blue for you guys. Okay, and once it's left for a decent length of time, then it turns blue. Okay, so here's the purple, sorry, the blue. As you can see, we've got a bit of pink. I don't know if you can make that out. Let's bring that close. And I'm actually going to drop you down. Give me a second. Right, so there we go. We've got this pink, which is, there's quite a bit of the pink left, which is why I'm squeezing it up. Okay. And then on this side, we've got the blue. There is quite a bit of the blue, but again, I'm squeezing it up. Now I'm not going to move this at all. I'm going to leave this in the tray as it is and see whether we get a clear separation of colours or whether we do in fact get a blend. I've noticed a slight touch of pink coming up this side, so hopefully between the two of these they will blend in the middle to a nice lilac, but we never know. Okay, so I don't have many colours left, as you know. I've got a couple of each left, so it's whether it's a case of a solid or a combination like that last one was. Okay, our next hank out again. Oh, if I can get to these all get tangled in this tub. There we go. The next one out is another 50/50. Now again, I've not done too much with these. Now we've got the 50/50 in there. I'm just going to dump it in because on this one I'm going to add the red. Now when I put this on to my items, it looked very pink, but as they are the colours are starting to soak in and everything to the one, I've got them sitting to the side of me, you see. I've noticed that there is red starting to come out in the colourway now, and it doesn't look pink anymore. Well, not all of them anyway. So let's add some pink, well, some red. It's very red up this end. Okay. Let's just dump the lot in. And there we go. That's the red done. Ooh. And then I'm going to turn this one around, give it lots of squidging, and hope that all of the yarn gets to take up the same-ish amount of dye, or a similar amount. Okay, so that is number 2. And there we go. Oh, sorry, I didn't show you that one, did I? There we go. That's looking a lot more reddy orange on camera at the moment than what it actually is in front of me. I would actually call this one, what would I call it? Definitely a red. Not quite poppy red, but definitely red. So that's number 2. Okay, so I have got quite a lot of orange left and quite a lot of yellow left, and one more hank of this 50/50. But for this one, I'm going to dump all of the green into it. Hold on, which one feels the lightest? Yeah, I'm dumping the green. Sorry, the green and yellow should never be put together unless it's small amounts of yellow and it's floral. There we go. Oh, sorry, I forgot you weren't on wide load. Right, okay, so that's it as it stands at the moment. There is some dye floating around, but I haven't done any squidging, because for this one I'm going to leave it as it is so that we get some different colour tonal colours in it. Nice, quick, simple, dump and run, gang, dump and run. That's the green. Okay, so last up is the 3 hanks that I have. Remember, these are only small hanks, they're nothing massive. Oh, I'm loving how that green is looking. Okay, sorry. Okay, so this one is the 100% cotton. Now I've got 3 of these that I've attached together with a little food tie thingamy-bob. Let's get rid of all that red. And I'm just going to stick down some cling filmy stuff. Back in a second. Alright, so I've just rinsed out one of my tins. The red is now in a bag. I'm going to place all 3 of these into the tin at the same time. Hopefully they will fit. Come on, scooch down. Because ideally I don't want these laying on each other. I want the colourway to work. Okay, so this hasn't quite gone to plan. We've got a more lump of cottons to get through at the bottom. There we go, moved it out. So now they're equal amounts. Right, we have only got yellow and orange left. Do I dump the lot and hope for some sort of a sunrise, which would have been lovely if I'd have left had some of that red left. I am not mixing any more dyes. Okay, no, I'm not going to do it like this. I'm going to take these out. I just can't do it. Okay, so where's me gap. Right. Right, I've got a lot more of the orange than I have of the yellow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop half of the hanks inside of here, and I'm going to dump on the orange. I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to think about it. I'm just going to do it. Now remember, this colourway looks, oh, it looks quite orange on camera actually. To me, it looks very red. But there you go. That's all of the orange. Be a bit cheeky with a bit of salty water. Okay, and now I'm going to squeeze. And hopefully we might get a little bit of travel that comes up the cotton. You never know. So that's the orange. Oh, if you're wondering, the water I'm using to wash my hands out in is actually the soaking, the water that I've used for soaking all of today's cottons in. I'm multi-purposing it. Right, the last thing up is the yellow. Okay, now there is quite a chunk of this yellow, but I'm running out of ideas. Okay, so this last section over here, I've just moved my little caper tie out the way a bit. I'm going to pop that into this little plastic container with half-ish of the dye that's left. So let's find the ends again. There we go. God, I'm getting them right kerfluffle. Right, I'm going to dump as much of that in there as I can. And hopefully over time that'll start seeping up as well. Now I'm not worried about the fact that I've just put yellow dots on my white cotton, because in a few moments I'm going to pop this out, I'm going to lay it out flat, and then I'm going to spray that section there, and then whatever's left of the yellow I will then of course dump it on the end. So while that's sitting there doing that, I'll just move that down a little bit. Oh, hopefully, you never know, you might be able to see some sort of movement in it, maybe and maybe not. Oh, it is actually coming up quite high. Okay, so now let's gently, without catching this too much, move these two out. Oh, come on out. And onto the cling film. Now there are some colour variations in the cottons, which is to be expected because hey, I never do anything properly now, do I? Alright, so now it's time to do that tiny bit of spraying on this section here. rotate that over. This thing really doesn't like spraying when there's next to nothing in the bottle. There we go. So that's quite nicely saturated. And we'll just dump the rest on the end. Right, let's roll this one up. Just make sure that there's no yellow and orange bleed visible. I'm also going to take off my little food, my food tie, because I don't want that piercing the plastic. Should have done that earlier, really. And then let's wrap this one up. And then it's time to roll it and bag it. So as you can see here, I'm actually rolling it so that all the red stays together and all of the orange, just in case there are any leaking moments through it. Right, so come back to the video in a few moments where you'll get to see all these different colourways that I've produced today, and you'll get to see what they look like. Okay, so now it's time for me to talk you through the yarns again, like I did last week. I found these different dyeing methods that I use today are quite fun. Okay, and I know that I'll probably not get a identical match out of them again, but then that is the normality, isn't it, for hand dyed yarn. Crikey, I threw in a lot of long words then. Right, so the first one up was this cheeky hank here. Right, so when I went to put this yarn in, of course, into the tin, of course, I did it in a bit of a weird wibbly wobbly way where it sat on top of itself and sort of did a bit of a loop as it went. And this has come out brilliantly. It's really different as you saw when it was hanging up, but honestly this is the same yarn. Now, oh, I've got a strand that's got a bit of a mix and a match on. Oh, it's just where it's undone. Right, so we have got, of course, the pink, and then try and get these equal, and then I did the wibble over, so it went like that, then I layered, and then I did, right, so I'm talking rubbish and I showed you the yarn, I get it. Here we go. So it goes pink, and then it goes a blue, and we've got touches of purple in there as well where the two colours have mixed, and of course again bring it up, more pink, more blue, and a pink, and ending with blue. So there we go, it's a really mad and a stripy one. Let's see what this one looks like hanked up. Okay, so here we go, this is it hanked up. Hank's not perfect, I know. This is of course only a 20 or 25 gram hank. I haven't actually weighed it, so I don't know yet. I think the 25's on the DK. So this is going into my little stash of minis that I'm making up for myself at the moment. But if you like that colourway and you'd like me to try it in a larger quantity, of course it's the same with all of these today. Drop me an email mentioning today's video and the colourway that you liked, or if you would like to challenge me to a different colourway, then of course ask me for a challenge form. Right, let's get on with the next colour.
Okay, so the next one was where I dumped all of the remaining red. Now, don't like this red. Don't like it at all. I left it for the same amount of time as all of the other dye lots, and every time I rinsed out this red, lots and lots and lots came out, and it needed a lot more rinsing than what any of the other colourways did. So much so, it's not red, it's pink. It's oh, what have I got? I'm trying to think where it is. No, I haven't got the pink colourway to hand at the moment, but it is a darker shade than the other pinks that I showed last week. Okay, so, but it's definitely not a red. So I think I definitely need, in this instance, to add a great deal more dye into my water and to get a red. It was meant to be blood. It was meant to be a nice red. It ain't. Okay, so let's see what this one looks like hanged up. Okay, so here it is, the red not red. It looks red on screen, it ain't. It's pink. Honestly, it's pink. Right, so the next colourway up was the green. Now, this is why I'm not overly keen on that red. I thought I had fully rinsed it. It turned out I missed a bit. It must have been caught under the ties, because when it came to the green, which has come out beautifully in my opinion, lots of darker bits and lighter bits. Trying to get it. There we go. Okay, lots of darker bits and lighter bits where I didn't overly squidge it. But when I was drying this, it touched one of the strands, literally one strand, and that one strand caused it to bleed pink into the green. These colours will look wicked together, mind. It's a bit of a pants scenario to have happened, but the colours look wicked together, so that may be a colour combination at a later point, but it's only on one end. So again, this is another one of those, oops, it's mucked up hanks, and it will be going into my hank stash, my little mini hank stash, because it means then I will use these to crochet or knit up. That's right, you heard me, knit. I've got some knitting needles. Nothing special, nothing brilliant, and I can only do one stitch. But it gives you, what I'm going to be doing is with these little mini hanks, I am going to crochet, do a sample crochet of just a single crochet, and then do a knit, and the only stitch I know, which I don't know what it's called, in knit, so that I can show you how they look both worked up. A true knitter will be able to know exactly what the stitch is. It's one of the two basics. It's either knit or purl. I don't know. But a true knitter will know. Okay, so here is the hank, as you just saw me hanking it up, and I've got a loose thread. I'll sort it. But anyway, there you go. That's the green with a touch of pink. Okay, now the last set were the set of 3, and this was the one where I did half tin, which was the orange, and then I placed the yellow into a little bucket on the side, and in the middle I sprayed it. So let's have a closer look at this one. The pictures at the end will do it better. I'll make it look a bit better, I think. So there we go. There's the orange, and then it fades into the yellow. Then the yellow goes from a light yellow up and up and up until it ends, honestly, it ends in a darker yellow. Okay, so there were 3 of these. All the colours have all worked very similarly. They all look the same. Okay, so I'm going to hang these ones up now. I'm going to do a couple of different twists. So I'll take one from like the top in the orange, one from the middle, and then one from the bottom, sort of, and do something so that they look a little bit different. Okay, so here are two of them hanged up, slightly different, and to give you an idea of what they're going to look like. There we go. Right, so and now it's time for the photos, which I will add to the end, and of course I will be having them on quite a long time lapse again, so it gives everybody that's here during today's preview the opportunity to say goodbye to everybody. Right, so that is it for me for today. Thank you ever so much for joining in, and please remember, if there are any colourways that you like the look of and you would fancy ordering them, don't forget, send me an email. The information is in the description box down below, and I will then be able to tell you how much it's going to cost you for the hanks and how much postage is, and of course then you can choose whether you wish to carry on or if it's a little bit outpriced because of postage. Right, so that is it for me for today. Have a lovely day. So stay chilled, stay happy, and keep crafting. Now it's time for the photos.